Wow. All right. 4. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming the champion of the 124th U.S. Open, Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson, just a few reactions to what just took place.
I'm so happy I got that shot up and down on 18. Oh, man. I didn't want to finish second again. PGA really stung. Xander played magnificent. I wanted to get this one done, especially at such a special place that means so much to me and SMU and my dad, what pain meant to him. 1000th USGA championship. I mean, just stack them on top. That bunker shot was the shot of my life. And I'll forever be thankful that I've got longer wedges so I can hit it farther and get it out and get it up there next to the hole. I don't know what to think. It fully hasn't sunk in yet, but I just want everybody to enjoy it as well. As much as it is heartbreak for some people, I mean, you know, it was heartbreak for me at the PGA, and I really wanted this one. And I turned the corner and saw I was a couple back, and I said, nope, I'm not going to let that happen. I need to focus on figuring out how to make this happen. And I was a little lucky. Rory didn't make a couple putts that he could have coming in, and I had an amazing up and down in the last. I don't know what else to say. It's a dream come true.
We're going to open up to questions on the right, Mark.
Can you talk about the lie on 18 when you came up to the root? What was going through your mind?
I was actually concerned I might hurt myself hitting out of that. I was trying to get TIO relief, but didn't have anything in my way, unfortunately. And I was trying to run it left of that bunker, run it up the green and give myself a 2-putt. That's what I was trying to do, and I had no backswing. And at a certain point in time, I'm just like, okay, I just got to hack it, and hopefully it'll go down the line, but it didn't. It cut, and it went in the bunker, one of the worst places that I could have been, but Jibo just said, okay, Bryson, just get it up and down. That's all you got to do. Just get it up and down. You've done this plenty of times before. You've seen some crazy shots from you from 50 yards out of a bunker. And I said, you're right. I need a 55 degree. Let's do it.
Can you describe your emotions, just the last 4 holes, the roars and the moans after the short misses and everything? Yeah,
I hit a good putt on 15, 16, 17 actually. I hit a good putt even though it was short. I thought it was faster. And, 15 really stung. I had an easy putt. I was trying to go for it a little bit, got a little aggressive and hit it 3 feet by, and that's something you don't do in Major Championship Sunday. And I just consequently misread it, underread it, and lipped out on the edge. But righted the ship, hit a great drive, hit a great second shot in there. Iron play was fantastic today, and thought I made it. All I was focused on was myself. Every once in a while I could hear Rory and the Rory chants and what he was doing, so I knew what he did based on the roars. And that was actually kind of fun because it gave me the knowledge like what I had to do. And I just, every time I got over the ball, I said, just focus. You've done this before. You can do it again. In the back of my mind, my dad pushing me. Pain was on the back of my mind as well, and I wanted to do it for them.
Stay on the right here.
Bryson, congratulations.
Thank you.
The way you interact with the fans is kind of unique. Do you think we need more players like you in professional Topgolf?
I hope so. I mean, my mission is to continue to expand the game, grow the game globally, domestically, and YouTube has really helped me accomplish some of that. And consequently, I think people have seen who I am on YouTube, which has been fantastic because then I get to play off of it. The content, it just feeds itself out here, and they just say things that make me interact and engage. And when's the next junior club set coming out? Another video of the junior club set, and so I'm just able to play off of that. And it's a direct conversations to people that truly engage with what I'm doing, and it's such an awesome platform for me to show who I truly am. And so those fans out there really helped push me out there today. Even when stuff wasn't going well, like I'm just looking on the screen back there, I had nothing there. No business even trying to go for that. But you know me, I don't play boring golf. And, again, even though I hit it in the bunker, the fans are still chanting my name. So inspired me to get that one up and down.
Left corner, James.
Bryson, earlier this week you mentioned to me that since your dad has passed, you feel like you've grown a lot as a person. I'm just wondering how specifically you feel like you've grown.
I would say, first and foremost, I respect and understand people's opinions. I mean, I was knocked pretty hard down in 2022 for numerous reasons, numerous scenarios, and numerous things. And I had some great friends and great people around me tell me, keep going, keep pushing. And so I dug myself out of a pretty deep hole. Golf swing wasn't doing well. Ball striking was terrible. Putting wasn't great. I had Paul, who's on the Crushers, Paul, Casey, Anirban Lahiri, and Charles Howell just continuing to push me in the right direction. And that was actually a massive help to get me in the right mind frame from such a low point in my life. People just continue to say, dude, you're good. Like, don't worry about it. You got a lot of great life to live. There's more to life than golf. So how I've grown, I've realized that there's a lot more to life than just golf. And treating others, treating yourself first and foremost, respecting yourself is super important to being able to treat others with respect as well. And that's one of the big things that I've learned. And I'm not perfect. I'm a human. Everyone's human. And certainly those low moments have helped establish a new mind frame of who I am, what's expected, what I can do, and what I want to do in my life. And so to answer your question quite frankly, it's what have I learned? Having the right people around you.
And how would you respond to people who would say that, your sort of demonstrative responses and celebrations out there are an act or a shtick?
No, that's my passion. I mean, Tiger is an idol of mine. He's my hero still. And the way he reacted on the golf course, pain, the way he did, and numerous others that have inspired generations that are now here, have allowed that to be unique and cool. And from my perspective, I'm just passionate. I really care about doing well out here and showing the fans a side of me that was locked up for so long.
Front right, Sean.
Toward the end, it was really you versus Rory, but you're not in the same group. So how much are you actually able to keep track of where he's at? And do you even really want to know exactly where he's at?
Yeah, I had to know. I mean, I had to know what I had to get done. And that iron shot I hit on 17, I was trying to birdie that hole. And then 18, I pulled it. I was going to try and birdie the hole on 18, obviously, if I had a good drive, but pulled it. But I knew where Rory was. And then after my tee shot, I was up there going, man, if he makes par, I don't know how I'm going to beat him. I just really didn't know. And then I heard the moans, and I'm like, adrenaline got in me, and I said, okay, you can do this. And so I was listening the whole entire time, even on 13 when they were chanting Rory after we made birdie on 13. I knew I had to drive the green. I knew I had to make birdie on that hole because it was going to be tough. My driving wasn't fantastic today, and got to go fix that and work on that. But, man, I played some good golf, even with the chanting. And there's a lot of, like, go USA and go Europe. And it was quite a fun battle between us today.
On the left, Gabby.
Hi, Bryson. You're someone that, tries to kind of solve this equation or puzzle out there. When you get these random breaks at a course like Pinehurst number 2 where you don't really know what to expect, how do you deal with all those variables?
I go back to being a kid. So when I was a kid, I used to throw golf balls just in the worst lies. outside of the fairway and just learn to hit out of the worst situations to see what I could do. And that sparked a lot of my creativity. But then I'd go back and work on the mechanics really hard. So I had this unique childhood experience in golf of working on really quirky, weird things, and then also working super hard on the mechanics, trying to be as machine-like as possible. So I feel like that combination allows, it just pretty much shows what I did today. Like in certain situations where I have no control over what's going to happen, you got to just figure out how to will it and get it done. And so that creativity just gets sparked. When the greens are not perfectly flat and they're not glass and they're there's some little bumps and whatnot, being imaginative, seeing how that ball is going to curve over that edge and just really getting into it in your mind is what I focus on. So there is a bit of creativity in me, even though I try to be mechanical.
And then you mentioned some of the people that have surrounded you recently have really helped kind of dig you out of a dark place. Who are those people and how they influenced you?
Well, obviously, my agent, Brett Falkoff, Connor Olson, my manager, they've taken me and put me in a good place. I've got AKA, my guys that I put around me, Hudson Molthen, Hogan Molthen, Shaler, Mario Clemens, my best friend since college, Blake Jones, I talk to him all the time. Those are the people that stuck. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple. Adam Hurley, who's been there, he actually saw my first U.S. Open win. That's pretty much when I met him. And there's many others that have stuck with me and been there in really tough moments. And even, Dana Dahlquist has been very instrumental and helpful in Sportsbox AI this week. We're gathering a lot of really cool data. So I just feel like I've just put myself around some solid people that encourage me in a really positive, cool direction. And I couldn't be more excited for the future. Future is it's going to be fun.
Front right, Kevin, and then Andy.
Bryson, right. I know it just happened, but it doesn't feel like too much hyperbole to feel like this is one of the great U.S. Opens in history. What would it, as someone who loves history, what would that mean to you if it's sort of remembered as such?
Thankful. Just thankful. Thankful that I was a part of it. Thankful that I accomplished something that I've always wanted to accomplish as a kid. Gratitude and thanks.
What do you think you'll remember most from, the last 2 hours of it?
Probably my caddy telling me you can do it on 18 out of that bunker. Greg telling me you got this shot. I've seen way harder shots pulled off from you.
Right here on the right, Andy.
Hey, Bryson, what were the unique things that you did, whether it be from an equipment side or a strategy side, to prepare for Pinehurst versus, say, Valhalla or Winged Foot?
Funny enough, nothing. Literally, I have the same equipment besides my 3-wood. Actually, I found a crank 3-wood that works fantastic for me, and it helped me hit it on the green on 13 and a couple other places. So I'm actually happy I just got 14 clubs in my bag now. If I'm being honest with you. I've been playing with like 12 or 13 for the past year. So, yeah, and I didn't change much, to be honest. I got a high ball flight, and I use it to my advantage when I can.
Front left, Mike.
So Bryson, do you think this week is a transformative week for you, your popularity, maybe the way golf will move forward now?
If I'm to be quite frank, I hope we can figure things out quickly. I hope this can bridge the gap between a divided game. All I want to do is entertain and do my best for the game of golf and execute and provide some awesome entertainment for the fans. That's what, from at least what I can tell, that's what the fans want, and they deserve that. And you can say what's happened in the past is, you were part of the reason. This is let bygones be bygones. Let's go figure it out. Let's figure out how to bring this game, this amazing game that creates so much positivity, back to where it belongs.
On the right, Brentley.
Bryson, Greg came to you kind of in a difficult
time in his life. How did you both help each other, and how has he specifically helped make you a better player and man?
Oh, man. It's, yeah, I was struggling. I didn't know where my game was. I had no idea what was going on. Greg was in a place where he was starting a business, Evergreen, and he was in a place where he didn't know what was going to go on. Some family stuff happened, and it was just a weird moment for him and for me. And I guess it was fate. The two lives that were in some despair got brought together to make each other better. And I feel like that's what's happened. And he gave me a chance. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to give you. I don't know what game I have. You may hate what I have, and I might not like the way you caddy. He's very mellow and somebody that I've never had. I've had a lot of A-type personalities, and they've worked great. I've done very well. But he's been a special human being for me in my life, getting me to realize what life is about. It's not just all about golf. And he works hard, and he's a diligent worker, and brings the best out of me.
Front left.
Hey, Bryson, Dan.
No salty golf balls, okay? No those questions.
But ultimately, so many parts of your game you are so specific on, from your equipment to the salty balls, of course. But I'm just very curious to know, and you've posted videos on this, how clutch your fist pump training came into play here in this tournament. It was used, and I just got to know.
I worked hard on it, but that last celebration, I don't think I did that one on that video. That's a funny question, but it was a funny video. I don't practice or train. If anything, on my YouTube channel, I give some pretty pure emotional reactions whenever we do something cool. So it kind of keeps me in the flow of it, where I'm always trying to do my best for the camera. So it keeps me in that mind frame of I'm an entertainer, and leveraging and allowing me to utilize that platform has just opened up a whole new aspect to professional golf, where I think it's been a little underutilized, and there can be some positive growth in the game of golf with those interactions. It makes for some cool moments, and I think YouTube has really helped me achieve some of those things. Not achieve, but more or less understand how to express yourself to the fullest of who you are. Some people on YouTube aren't as expressive as others, and I know a bunch of them, and they react accordingly, and for whatever reason, YouTube's just brought it all out of me.
Right center aisle, Ryan Lavner.
Bryson, can you explain what happened with your driver on the range this afternoon and what effect that had for you?
I probably shouldn't have changed the heads. I was trying to get a fresh head in there. It had good curvature on the face, but it was a little bit lower loft, and for whatever reason, those lower lofted heads have just been missing right. Consequently, I missed it right all day. A bit frustrating, but the face that I was using for the past 3 days was just starting to get flat, and it was like at a 9.5 inch curvature. Anyway, I won't go over that, but essentially the face was starting to get a little flat, and wanted to get a fresh head in. And I was driving it well on the range, just on the golf course. Nerves got to me a little bit, and wasn't as comfortable with it, and probably needed to work it in more, more than just hitting 5 balls with it.
And secondly, and completely unrelated, I know you didn't see his round, but can you empathize with what Rory's feeling right now, coming up one shot short and missing out on a major championship?
Yeah. Rory's one of the best to ever play. And being able to fight against a great like that is pretty special. For him to miss that putt, I'd never wished it on anybody. It just happened to play out that way, and he'll win multiple more major championships. There's no doubt, and I think that fire in him is going to continue to grow. And I have nothing but respect for how he plays the game of golf, because, to be honest, when he was climbing up the leaderboard and he was 2 ahead, I was like, uh-oh. But luckily, things went my way today.
On the left, Bob Herrig.
Bryson, Does Greg have any veto power at all? Are there any examples of him talking you out of something? And how good are you with that? And how much does that impact, the way things have transpired for you since he's been on your bag?
Sometimes I wish he'd speak up more. Sometimes I wish he'd speak less. So, does he have veto power? No. I mean, we just have a conversation about what's the best decision for both of us. You don't have veto power. Okay. But we have a pure conversation about what's going to be the best situation. We make the decision together, and whatever the result is. Sometimes I'm like, dang it, Jibo, like, why didn't we think of this? And it's not his fault. It's our fault together. When we win together, we win together. If we fail together, we fail together. And that's the mindset I take into it. It's not a binary thing. It's a very connected, work through it together sort of thing.
We're going to go on back right, Claire.
Hi, Bryson. I was looking at your photos from Wingfoot.
Oh, there you are. Sorry.
No, you're good. From Wingfoot today, and you had a glass of chocolate milk up here with you.
There will be.
And you said that was going to be like your celebration. I'm curious what you're hoping your celebration is like for this one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to get into what could happen tonight, but chocolate milk will be one thing. There'll be a lot of other stuff, too. There's some sand in here, so we got to clean it out first, though.
A few more on the left, Michael.
Bryce, I know you like to do things your own way, but the money clip in the back left pocket, that is one I've never seen before, and I was wondering, is that something you do, or how did that come about?
To be honest, I just felt comfortable there. I don't know why. I guess I'm not going to say that. You guys could imagine what I could have said there. But it's just a comfortable place to put it. And I usually put it on my belt, but the belt's too thick. And so then I'm like, okay, I'll put it in my pocket, my left-hand pocket, but then my glove's in there and it gets stuck. And I don't have anything in my back left pocket besides my Sharpie. So it was like the most convenient place to put it. And I've done it for the past couple U.S. Opens, actually.
On the right, Adam.
Bryson, after winning the U.S. Open the last time, the game took a dip. You struggled for that time early on Live. What was the low point, and then what was the turning point?
For me, personally, low point was after the Masters 2022. My hand got broke. It was broke, and I had to go into surgery. I didn't know if I was ever going to play golf. I mean, I thought there'd be a good chance I'd play high competitive golf again, not knowing how it'd affect my game and my speed and everything. But certainly going into surgery was probably the lowest, and then waiting 8 weeks and not knowing if I was going to be able to grip a club with the same effort and feel the same and all that. And then struggling with my game. That whole 4 or 5 month period was pretty rough. There were some definite low moments and made me rethink a lot of things in life. And then where it turned the corner was a week before Greenbrier last year. I put a driver in play that and a shaft combination with LA Golf, crankhead, and the iron shafts I've used for a long time. That whole combination setup just flipped the switch in me, and I went and shot 61, 58 on the weekend. I'm like, okay, Bryson's here again. How do I turn this into major championship golf now? So right around that time frame is when things switched, and I focused a lot of my energy on how to get another major title.
2 more here on the left.
Bryson, you obviously, like Rory, had a bit of a wait between winning majors, and you had some near misses as well, obviously at the PGA. I just wondered, how does that affect a player kind of mentally, both on and off the court, knowing you've got that kind of hanging over you? And what did you find helped you to kind of break that duck?
I'm sure it'll fuel Rory's fire even more. He's a strong-minded individual. For me, it was knowing how good my game is and how great of a place it's in, and just continuing to execute and knowing that it eventually, the statistics would hopefully fall my way. Still hope, golf is it's a game of luck. There's a lot of luck that has to happen and go your way out there, but I knew if I could give my 100% effort on every single shot, I'd give myself a good chance this week. Just like I did at the PGA, just like I did at the Masters. And Rory's going to do it. I'd love to have a lot more battles with him. It'd be a lot of fun. But, yeah, Rory's going to do it at some point.
One more, far back, Jay.
Bryson, the routing of this course, you mentioned that you could hear the cheers and the boos or the groans,
Yeah.
but it also allows you to see what's going on with
Yeah.
the group ahead of you. How much were you actually looking at Rory, at his shots as you were walking?
Yeah, pretty much trying to see where he was. Almost on every hole from 13 on in. I even saw it on 10 where he made birdie, and I'm like, oh man, he's gunning, he's going for it. And so I had to put my foot on the pedal and push down pretty hard as well. So it definitely pushed me. Seeing him play and be ahead of me definitely allowed for me to focus a little bit more.
Well, thank you for the time, Bryson, and again, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.